When I first set foot in Brazil back in 1976, I entered the country through the Colombian river Rio Putumayo, traveled along the mighty Amazon to the Brazilian coast, and continued south until I reached Argentina. My second journey to Brazil was in 1984, a time of adventure that took me all over the country, from the vibrant celebrations of Rio Carnival to the serene beauty of the Pantanal. But what has left the deepest impression on me over the years is the rich Afro-Brazilian culture of San Salvador de Bahia. In this video, I explore the profound connections between the Yoruba-speaking people brought to Brazil as slaves from Western Africa and the vibrant culture we see in Bahia today.
The Yoruba people, one of Africa's largest ethnic groups, primarily reside in present-day Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. With a rich cultural heritage that spans centuries, the Yoruba are known for their complex social structures, diverse artistic expressions, and deeply spiritual practices. The Yoruba language, part of the Niger-Congo family, is spoken by over 20 million people and is recognized for its tonal quality and significant oral literature, including proverbs, poetry, and folk tales. These traditions have not only influenced neighboring cultures in West Africa, but have also traveled across the Atlantic, becoming a foundational element in the Afro-Brazilian cultural landscape, particularly in Salvador, Brazil. As Brazil's first capital from 1549 to 1763, Salvador was a melting pot where European, African, and indigenous cultures blended. The city became a crucial point in the transatlantic slave trade, becoming the first slave market in the New World from 1558 onwards. An estimated 4.9 million enslaved Africans were brought to Brazil between 1501 and 1866, primarily to work on the sugar plantations. By the 17th century, slave labor made Brazil the world's leading sugar exporter, with sugar accounting for 95% of the country's exports from 1600 to 1650. Among the enslaved people were those from the Yoruba-speaking regions, primarily located in present-day Benin. These individuals brought with them their spiritual beliefs, rituals, language, and cultural practices, which deeply influenced the social and cultural fabric of Salvador. The Yoruba-speaking slaves gave birth to Candomblé, a syncretic religion that combined elements of their traditional Yoruba faith with Roman Catholicism. When forced to convert to Catholicism, they ingeniously preserved their original religion by attributing the names and characteristics of Yoruba deities to Catholic saints with similar qualities. For example, the Yoruba goddess Yemoja, associated with the sea and motherhood, was linked to the Virgin Mary. Despite prohibitions and persecutions, Candomblé survived, thriving in the hidden terreiros, sacred grounds, where rituals took place. The word Candomblé means dance in honor of the gods. In this religion, practitioners believe in one all-powerful god, Oludumare, also known as Olorun, served by lesser deities. Music and dance are integral to Candomblé ceremonies, with all rituals conducted in the Yoruba language, not Portuguese. From the 1960s onwards, a movement among artists and intellectuals sought to incorporate these African rhythms into Brazilian music, leading to greater acceptance of Candomblé. The Yoruba language and cultural elements permeate many aspects of life in Salvador. Many of the local words come from Yoruba. The influence of Yoruba music is evident in the local rhythmic landscape. Yoruba drumming styles are integral to the local music. These rhythms have influenced samba and other music styles, becoming symbols of Brazilian cultural expression. Yoruba dance traditions are also embedded in practices like capoeira, an afro-Brazilian martial art that blends dance, acrobatics, and music, showcasing the fusion of Yoruba traditions with local culture. The Yoruba influence is vivid in local cuisine. Dishes like acarajé, which are black-eyed pea fritters, and vatapá, a creamy stew made with shrimp, coconut milk, and peanuts, have their roots in Yoruba cooking. These dishes are prepared and sold by women of African descent who wear traditional outfits blending European Baroque and African styles, embodying the cultural fusion that defines the city of Salvador. Salvador hosts numerous festivals celebrating its Yoruba roots, such as the Festa de Iemanjá, dedicated to the Orixás of the sea. This event involves offerings to the goddess, demonstrating how Yoruba traditions have merged with local Catholic practices. During the city's Carnival, afro-Brazilian groups parade through the streets in vibrant displays of music, dance, and cultural pride, celebrating the heritage and impact of Yoruba culture. Yoruba motifs are common in the art of Salvador, from beadwork and textiles to sculptures reflecting the cosmology of Candomblé. Literature by Brazilian authors, particularly from Salvador, frequently explore themes related to Yoruba identity, religion, and cultural practices, contributing to the preservation and promotion of Yoruba heritage. Yoruba culture has significantly shaped Afro-Brazilian identity in Salvador, contributing to movements that emphasize cultural pride, social justice, and anti-racism. Organizations like Ile Axe, Opo Afonja, and Olodum work tirelessly to preserve Yoruba traditions and promote social activism through music, dance, and cultural education. The Yoruba influence in Bahia is a vibrant and enduring force, from religion and language to music, cuisine, and social movements. As you walk through Salvador streets, the spirit of Yoruba culture is alive in every beat of the drum, every dance step, and every word spoken in its praise. This dynamic fusion of African and Brazilian elements highlights the resilience and creativity of a people who have managed to preserve their cultural identity against all odds, shaping the cultural landscape of Salvador and Brazil as a whole.
If you are interested in learning Yoruba or Brazilian Portuguese, click on the link in the description to start a free trial of Ling's language courses.